Hey guys, Sethly here, back with another Apex Legends video. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. The update was just released about 20 minutes ago, so I'm trying to get this video out for you guys as soon as possible. And I'm not gonna lie, this update looks really promising. I've gone in game, everything looks really cool, but let's get right into the patch notes. I'll make sure to show on screen right now the timestamp for all of the topics I'm gonna be covering. Also, I'm gonna link down below the original patch notes if you guys want to go ahead and check them out for yourselves, but let's just get right into this. Starting off, they say, hey y'all, lots going on with this patch, so bear with the long post. Below is a breakdown of what's available in the Legendary Hunt event, as well as patch notes for a collection of fixes and quality of life additions to Apex. Sorry again for the delay today, everyone, and thanks for sticking with us. Starting off by showing off the new limited time event, the Legendary Hunt. They show this picture on screen, as well as when you guys open up the game, I'll make sure to show what that looks like. They show a bunch of stuff, like the new skins and all that type of stuff. Then they go on to say the Apex Elite Queue, June 4th to July 2nd. Make it to the top 5 in any match and earn your way into a select queue full of top 5 winners. Then prove you're the best of the best by taking them all down. The queue is optional. You can choose to play in the regular playlist at any time, as well as the ring closes faster and damage for out of bounds has been increased, as well as you can earn character specific badges that track elite game wins. On to the next thing, which is the 2 additional legendary skins for all Battle Pass owners. I'll make sure to show those on screen right now and what it looks like when you do get them. So players who have the Wild Frontier Battle Pass will automatically get the Legendary Honored Prey R301 skin, like on screen right now, as well as players who have reached Battle Pass level 15 before the end of the event will get the Wraith Night Terror Legendary skin. It does look absolutely amazing in my opinion. Next, they say the Legendary Hunt Challenge rewards. They go from June 4th to June 18th along with the event. You can complete special in-game challenges to score free Legendary Hunt loot. Don't lose sight of your prey. These rewards are event exclusive, and once it's over, they're gone for good. So you can get a Legendary Hunt badge if you finish in the top 5 in any match, and it tracks your longest top 5 streak in the elite queue. I'll make sure to show what it looks like on screen right now, as well as the rare Wolfpack G7 Scout weapon skin. You can finish in the top 5 in any Apex Elite match and you will get this skin. And then onto the epic Master of the Hunt Bloodhound Legend skin. You can finish in the top 5 in any queue 5 times, consecutive or non-consecutive, and you will get this Bloodhound skin. On to the next final skin for the challenge rewards as of right now. You can get the Legendary Tamed Beast Triple Take weapon skin if you win twice in any queue, non-consecutive or consecutive. On to the next thing, which is the Battle Pass bonus XP. You can earn an entire Battle Pass level when you finish in the top 5 in any match once per day. And then you can also get double XP on the weekend of Friday, June 7th at 10 a.m. PT to Monday, June 10th at 10 a.m. PT. You will be able to get double XP and Battle Pass XP all weekend long. On to the next thing, which is the Legendary Hunt store skins. So from June 4th to June 18th, new Legendary Hunt items will rotate into the shop every 3 to 4 days, and these items are event limited, so they may be back, but nobody can say when, is what they said. And then we're getting onto the other stuff that isn't a part of the event. It's just the 1.2 patch notes, starting off with known issues that aren't fixed right now. The teamwork and bonus round badges, they are working on a server-side patch for those as soon as possible, as well as PlayStation sign-in bug for new players, which affects only PlayStation. There's an issue where some brand new players that do not already have an EA account linked to PSN being unable to sign into the game, and they're working for a fix to get that out as soon as possible. On to the really cool stuff, guys. They made some updates to Kings Canyon. Thunderdome has had some small changes to loot placement, mostly moving around loose loot into bins for more visibility on where the loot is, as well as the pit now has 2 times the loot in it, which is honestly pretty crazy since the pit is already a pretty good loot spot. But the next thing about the Kings Canyon update is they made it so Repulsor now has loot bins added to the west side of the area on top of the trapezoid buildings. Next thing is some loot was added to the underground pit in the small town in the Shattered Forest, obviously near swamps, as well as they added voice over lines that will now call out jump towers when you ping them, so you can now ping the jump towers, which is really cool. On to the next thing, which is the quality of life and bug fixes. There's a lot of crazy stuff in here. I'll make sure to show all of it on screen, but I'm going to be going down one by one, telling you guys what each of them means. Starting off with, they decrease the delay with items showing up in the menu when looting a death box, which is actually amazing, since as you guys probably know, for a while, if you opened a death box mid-fight, the armor wouldn't show up for a second, so they did fix that, as well as they made it so the minimap direction will now display correctly while in this ship or skydiving. They also improved server performance for some cases of rubber banding when using items, and they removed an exploit that allowed a squad to have more than one of the same legend, which is a pretty crazy exploit. But here's the big one, guys. They removed an exploit that allowed players to bunny hop while healing. So you can't bunny hop while healing anymore, guys, which honestly for me is kind of sad since I used it a lot, but I'm not surprised they did add this update. But just to clarify, guys, you can still bunny hop in general, but you cannot bunny hop while healing anymore. They also fixed an issue where players might bounce off a squad when breaking off during a skydive, which is a player collision fix, which is really cool since it could definitely affect your landing speed, which was really annoying back when it did happen. As well as they improved skydiving, so it should feel more responsive and smooth, which is honestly great to hear. And now here's another big one, guys. Thermite grenades can now cause damage to doors, which is actually really cool. So you now can break doors with thermite grenades. And then there are also some squad summary page improvements. There was cursor support added, as well as players can now mute or report players from this page, and players can now report teammates that have disconnected, which is pretty crazy. So definitely make sure to stay alive or stay in game while your teammates are alive, just in case they report you. Another one is caustic barrels can now be triggered to disable by friendly teammates, which is actually pretty cool. On to the next one, which is Xbox and PS4 only. They added an ability to fully customize the button layout for your controllers, which is honestly a great thing. I'm surprised it wasn't already in the game. As well as they added a cooldown of 0.5 seconds that makes it so you can't reuse the last zipline you were on for 0.5 seconds, so you actually can't jump and land on the same zipline to be able to dodge bullets, which is kind of sad, but they did change that. They also made it so Pathfinder's grapple now has a blue crosshair indicator that will appear when the grapple is in range of objects it can connect to, which is definitely something that has been needed for a while. They also made it so when grappling a zipline, the trajectory will now pull players to a point below the zipline rather than above. This makes it so players are more likely to connect with the zipline instead of flying over it. They also made some improvements to how weapon reticles and optics are displayed when playing with colorblind settings, and they added colorblind support for Threat Vision Scope and Bloodhound's Ultimate. They also removed the ability for players to change game settings not intended to be modified on a client level. They said their intent is to prevent exploits like removing muzzle flash, disabling lighting, and other changes that give players an unfair competitive advantage, which I'm not surprised. I was waiting for that type of change for a while now, so they have removed the ability to remove muzzle flash and disable lighting and other things like that. They also reverted the behavior of holstering weapons, so pressing that button while your melee weapon is out will no longer bring you out to your last primary weapon. They also added localized voiceovers for all legends that now supports different languages like French, German, Spanish, Italian, Russian, Polish, Japanese, and Mandarin. Then they fixed an issue where a player is unable to change their party privacy option, and they fixed the extra sway from the G7 crosshair while moving. They also fixed a bug where cloaked mirage was too noticeable, which I didn't even know was a thing, so that definitely could be a slight buff to Mirage's ultimate. Then they also fixed a rare issue with using consumables while having a caustic gas canister out, which I had never heard of, but it's good that they did fix that. And then they fixed an issue where shield cells and shield batteries would sometimes appear to be permanently stuck to the player, which I definitely noticed a lot. Then they also improved frame rate when sun shadow coverage is set to high in video options, and they fixed the issue with the long distance kill badge not displaying the correct max distance. They also fixed an issue with the bad frame rate when using Bloodhound's ultimate, which I'm very happy about, and they fixed an issue where players being crushed by opening or closing doors when climbing on top of a roof just above the door, so you can no longer kill yourself on accident by opening a door at the same time as climbing on top of it. As well as they fixed a crash related to the model code, which is good to hear. Crashing is always annoying, and they fixed an issue where players could crawl at a very fast pace, which I had definitely seen before. I actually saw that earlier today, but that is now fixed. Then they also fixed some rare cases of players getting stuck in geometry, which I don't really know what that means. And then they fixed an issue where Octane's stim trail would still linger after death, as well as they fixed cases where melee lunges could stop too far from their intended target, which is pretty cool to hear. And they fixed an issue with players not receiving any XP for anything after a match, and the champion bonus showing as -1 XP. And they fixed an issue where sometimes the audio and visual effects would not play when a weapon fires, which is good to hear. That's happened to me before. And then there are also lots of minor fixes and polishes to the game's stability and performance, which is all great things to hear. I'm really happy about this update. It seems very promising. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help me out a ton. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell for daily Apex content. I'll be having a ton of more videos coming out on this update since there's so much that is coming along with it. But it's been your boy Sethly, and I'm out.